Hi, Chase. How are you doing this evening?
Good.
It's nice to talk to you about your story. Can you tell us the name of your story,
Hidden doors.
Hidden Doors? And can you tell us what the story was about?
So it's about me and my friends going like to school, and then we find a secret door and we go in a parallel dimension.
Okay. So, yeah, I remember I was just reviewing the story a few minutes ago. And one of the things I like the most about your story is how in the beginning, you basically fleshed out your characters really well by telling us a little bit about them and what their personalities were like. Can you tell me some strategies that you use to kind of figure out how to explain your characters to us or how to give them different characteristics that would be interesting?
Um, I just thought of real life traits that my actual friends have, and I just changed the names of them, and that's
Okay.
it.
So you modeled your characters after your friends. Yeah, that's a strategy that some people use sometimes. They would model them after real people. Um, Now, how did you come up with the idea for it's a hidden door, right? How did you come up with that? And
Um, I just watched this movie, or actually no, it's a show called Stranger Things, and I based it off that.
okay, yeah, that's a pretty popular show. So that one has a different dimension, basically, than Stranger Things. That's what that movie is about, or that show is about.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, what did you borrow from that?
I
Just
borrowed like the dimension, the monsters, and
okay.
that's it.
Okay. So that's interesting. How did you make it different? So, because of course you didn't want to just rewrite Stranger Things. So how were you able to make it different than Stranger Things?
I added different characters, and I added a door, and yeah, that's about it.
Hmm. One of the things that I really liked about your story, besides your character description, was how at the end you kind of had a twist. They didn't see a door the next time in the fourth grade, right? They started off in third grade. The next year in fourth grade, they didn't see a door. They saw a window, right? So that was kind of a little twist, like they could start the adventure over again and do something different, kind of like a cliffhanger almost. Yeah. So I have a question for you about your writing. What is your favorite thing about writing?
Um, Typing it because I like the noise of clicking the keys.
Okay. So you actually like to type. Um, do you ever write stories longhand, like in a notebook or something like that?
No.
Okay. So you basically like to type out your work. That's fine. Now, besides the actual manual aspect of putting your hands on a keyboard, what are the parts that you like about storytelling?
Um, I don't really know.
Do you find it easy to make up stories, or is there a challenge to it?
It kind of seems kind of easy because just the first idea, that's what I choose.
Okay, so ideas come easy to you, and you just kind of go with your idea and you're satisfied with that, pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Now, you're in fourth grade, and tell me, what are some things that you would tell other fourth graders if they want to also write a nice story, kind of like the way you wrote a story that was at least a couple pages or so? What advice would you give other fourth graders who want to be able to complete a project like that?
I would tell them to describe the characters, the setting, and like some of the like about the story a little. And I'll just um yeah, I guess that's it.
Hmm. That's good advice. What would you tell them might be the hardest thing that they're going to run into?
Um describing the characters.
Yeah, that's the hardest thing. Now, as a fourth grader, there's many things that you probably do with your time every day. Probably play with your friends, maybe you have other activities, but then yet you were able to still put some time into writing, right? Um, Tell me, why do you think that writing is worth doing, or why is it important?
So I get good grades in school, and on different tests, I get like better grades than just average.
Okay, so basically, practicing writing and making that be something that you put some effort into, that actually improves your grades at this point as a fourth grader. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, do you think that it's going to be important to know how to write and be creative when you get older, at all?
Yeah, because you could become an author and write different books, and then you could
Hmm.
publish it.
Okay. How do you think that writing is going to be part of your future?
Um, I don't actually know.
Well, how could it be? Let's think of a couple of things. How could writing be part of your future?
I could become an author.
Would you like that?
Yeah.
Okay. What are some other things you could do at your good writing?
I could make stories up and then show it to some people.
Hmm. Have you ever thought about being a reporter and writing down stories and putting it in newspapers or publishing it like that? Those are
No.
writers too. Well, that's something to consider if you like writing, that you could be a journalist too. But for now, you're talking about maybe doing fiction and being an author. I think that you're on your way though, because the story that you wrote was very good. A lot of people have been enjoying it, as a matter of fact. So if there is one piece of advice that you could give other fourth graders, what would it be right now about their writing?
Um, I would say that the writing is descriptive. Like it tells about the characters, settings, and other stuff.
Hmm. So basically, you would tell them, make sure that your writing is descriptive and that we can follow along with your characters and see your characters. That would be your big advice for other writers. Well, I think that that is great advice, as a matter of fact. So I really appreciate the time that you spent with us in the interview today. And I'm sure people are going to enjoy listening to what you have to say about writing and enjoy your story. Thank you so much, Chase.